Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss the limiting value of the function. So in previous lecture we have seen in detail what function is and how we are going to how we calculate value of function. So for example, if f of x equal to 3x plus 2 is a given function, then for x equal to 0, how we calculate the value for x equal to 0? We just replace the value of x with 0 and that gives you the value of function at x equal to 0. So here we will get f of 0 equal to 3 into 0. I replace this x with 0. 3 into 0 plus 2, which is equals to 0 plus 2, that is equals to 2. So the value of function I got here is f of 0 equal to 2. So if I plot it on a coordinate axis, so what will I get? Here I have x-axis and here y-axis. So what I am saying that at x equal to 0, at this point x equal to 0, this is my f of x, right? Y equal to f of x we denoted. So at x equals to 0, f of 0 is equal to 2. So suppose 1, 2 is here. So this is the point where f of 0 equal to 2. Okay. Now suppose there is a curve or a function which does not exist at a given point. For example, I have this function is there and it's break here. Okay. So suppose this is the x, this is the y. Now at this point, whatever the value of this is, I have f of x. So at this point, exactly at this point, x equal to a, this f of x does not exist. It is not there at all. So in this case, when the value of function does not exist for a particular given value of x, at that time we are going to find limiting value of the function. So in simple meaning, what I will do, at x equal to a, I will take the nearest value of f of x, very nearest value of f of x, and that is called limiting value of the function. So the word limiting or limit have the same meaning that we use in our daily life. So suppose I say that that's my limit, that's enough, it's my limit, you cross my limit. These kind of sentences we hear a lot in our daily life. So what do I mean if I am saying that that's my limit? It's mean I cannot go beyond that point. I'm already at highest, most or nearest point in my life and I cannot go beyond of that point. So same meaning exists, similar meaning we use in mathematics. So if sometime the function, this is called exact value of function, whatever we calculated here, this is called exact value of function. And whenever the exact value of function does not exist, we just take the example of this function. Here it does not exist at that point. So in this case, instead of finding exact value of the function, we take limiting value of the function. Now we are going to see in detail what this limiting value is. So instead of taking x exactly equal to a, what I will say x is approaching to a. So in mathematics I am going to write it as x single arrow a, and I read it as x tends to a. X tends to a. Okay. Why I am writing this? Because I know I cannot take x equal to a, because f of x does not exist for that point. X tends to a or x approaches to a. Now whenever I say this x approaches to a, so suppose I am draw a different plot here. Here is our x and here is our y. So suppose A is here, and what I am saying that x tends to A. X tends to A. So consider this, if this is a railway station, then x is like a train. So suppose this is a railway track, okay, and we are standing here. This is a station, railway station. Now at this point, this point is fixed, and train can approach from this side as well as this side. If I say that train is approaching to the station, then I am not clear about the direction, that from which direction train is coming. So it's mean from both the direction train can come to the station, right, from left side as well as right side. So this is the same thing. This A is a fixed point. This is, suppose, consider this as a station, railway station, and if I am saying x tends to A, or x is approaching to the A, then this x come to the right side as well as it can be come from left hand side. So from both the side x can approach to A. Okay. Now if I particularly want that x approach to A from right hand side, then I need to write here plus sign. If I write x tends to A plus, it's mean x is approaching from right hand side, and if I write x tends to A minus, then x is approaching from left hand side. Okay, so that's how the thing is. Now whenever we want to find the limiting value of f of x, what we do, we just write it as limit x tends to A, f of x is equal to f of A. If this exists, then this f of A is called as limiting value of f of x. Now in mathematical definition, the condition that this limiting value exists is, so in mathematics I will explain this with the help of plot. So here suppose we have x-axis and that is our y-axis. So here I have x and here I have y, or f of x, because we write y equals to f of x. So this is the f of x value. Now suppose here is A, okay, and x is approaching from this side to A, okay, suppose. Now somewhere the value of f of x and f of A is there. So exactly f of A should be here. Suppose this is the curve y equals to f of x. So exactly this is the value of f of A, right? At x equal to A, f of x equal to f of A. But if this exact value does not exist, suppose the curve is broken here and it giving us undefined value, or the value does not exist, so at that point we are finding limiting value. Now basically this f of A is called limiting value of f of x if and only if whenever the distance between this x, so this x is approaching toward the A, okay, so as time passes the distance between x and A is become smaller and smaller. Just remember the example of station and train. So if this is the station which is fixed point and train is approaching to this station, then what happen? As time pass, this train is coming nearer and nearer to the station. Okay, this train is coming nearer and nearer to the station. That's mean x tends to A. It's coming nearer and nearer to the fixed point A. It's not going apart from, it's not going away from the station. It's always coming toward the station. That what exact the meaning of x tends to A. So whenever this distance between x and a becoming smaller and smaller, at the same time the distance between this f of x and f of a should also, here suppose I have f of x, so the distance between f of x and f of a should also be coming smaller and smaller. If this condition satisfy, only at that time we say that f of a is a limiting value of x. So in mathematics, distance is represented by modulus. This represents the distance. So what I am saying, x minus a. So what this means? This means is, I will write it some, x minus a. This means distance between x and a is less than delta, where delta is any small number. Okay, delta is any small number. So for example, delta is 0.1, 0.01, 0.001. Okay, so this is a very small number, and as time passes this number is becoming smaller and smaller. So that's how, this is just an example. These values are not exact value of delta. Delta is any smaller positive number. So what I am saying, the distance between x and a becoming smaller and smaller, at the same time the distance between f of x and f of a is also becoming smaller and smaller, where delta and epsilon are any positive number. Okay, is that clear to you? So if this condition satisfy, then we say that limit x tends to a, f of x equal to f of a, or we say f of a is limiting value of f of x at x equal to a. Okay, so what in this plot, just try to remember that, just remember the example of train and station. So whenever train is approaching to the station, as time passes it's coming nearer and nearer to the station. Now in train and station case, train can exactly approach to the station because that station exists there. But in our case, our value of x cannot touch to a because f of x does not exist at that point. So it's just going nearer to nearer. It can be very very close, but it does not exactly equal to a. Okay, so whenever distance between x and a is becoming smaller and smaller, at the same time the distance between f of x and f of a becoming smaller and smaller. If this condition satisfy, if this is the definition. So if this condition satisfy, we say that f of a is a limiting value of f of x. And how we write it? We write it like this: limit x tends to a, f of x equal to f of a. So this is called limiting value of f of x. Now suppose I have two value, limit x tends to 0, f of x equal to 2 and f of 0 equal to 2. Okay, so this is the exact value at x equal to 0, which is equal to 2, and this is not exact value, this is limiting value at x equal to 0, which is equal to 2. The both values are same, but the difference is that in this case our f of x can exactly be equal to 0. At the same time our f of 0 can exactly be equal to 2. But here our x will never take the value equal to 0. It may be very very close. It can take value of 0.000001, which is very very near to 0, right? But it doesn't, it is not exactly equal to 0. That is the difference between limiting value and exact value. This is at this point. Here if this is our 0, then x, if x is here exactly at 0, then this is the exact value. But in limiting value, x cannot be exactly at 0. It can be here very very close to the 0, very very close to the 0, either this side or this side, but cannot be exactly at the 0. That's why it is called as limiting value. So what is the difference between these two? If I write f of 0 equal to 2 without this limiting value, it's mean at x equal to 0 I exactly get 2. And what this mean? Limit x tends to 0, f of x equal to 2. This means my x cannot go exactly at 0. At the same time, this my function value cannot be exactly equal to 2. It is very very near to 2. It may be 1.999999, okay, which is very very equal to, very very near to 2, but it cannot be exactly equal to 2. It cannot be exactly on that point. It is very near to, is somehow around to the 2, but not exactly at that point. So that is the difference between exact value and limiting value. And why we need to find limiting value? Because somehow exact value at that point does not exist. So at that point we just try to find the limiting value and solve our problem. So by the definition of the limiting value, we have just see that limit x tends to a, f of x equal to f of a. And when we say that x tends to a, f of x equal to f of a, if and only if the distance between x and a less than delta implies mod of fx minus f of a less than epsilon. Okay, so how I read this? Mod of x minus a less than delta implies mod of fx minus f of a less than epsilon. And what this mean? In real word, what exactly this mean? I am saying that the distance between x and a is becoming smaller and smaller whenever this is happening. At the same time, the distance between f of x and f of a is also going to be very very small. They are also coming close. If this is coming close, then this is also coming close. It's not happening that the distance between x and a is becoming less and less, and the distance between fx and f of a becoming greater and greater. They are not going away from each other. They are also coming together, coming toward each other. So if this condition satisfy, we say f of a is a limiting value of f of x. I hope you understand this definition and concept. So the limiting value is a very important one, and we only have the concept of limit. Okay. Now suppose I am finding the limiting value of function limit x tends to h. Okay, instead of a I am taking h, f of x plus h minus f of x upon h. Okay, upon h. Suppose I am finding limiting value by using this formula, then whatever value I get after solving this limiting value is called as derivative of the function. Derivative of f of x, derivative of f of x, and it's denoted by f dash of x, f dash of x, or this is also denoted by dy by dx, dy by dx. We are going to see in detail what exactly this meaning is and why we are saying this, but you just understand that if I find out the limiting value in this particular form, f of x plus h minus f of x upon h, then whatever value is coming, whatever value I get, that value is called derivative of f of x, derivative of the function. Okay, and this formula is called as first principle of derivative. Okay, first principle of derivative. So the derivative we are going to learn in detail, what exactly it is and why this is called as derivative and so on. But till now just understand that what is limit, we have seen what is limit and how it's related to the derivative. So I hope you understand the concept very well. If you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. I'll explain it again. Thank you for watching. Till then, have a nice day. Bye.